There was a time when I started building my business that I realized that I wasn't actually building the business. I was just managing people and the task that they were doing. I wasn't focused on the big strategic things. I was focused on the small questions that my team would have, the small issues, and really small decisions that I shouldn't have been making. And to be honest, there's a lot of times that this still happens, and I have to catch myself and think, where should I be at in this business? What level should I be operating at in the business? And it's never in the day to day. And so in today's video, I want to talk through three things that will help you get out of that management cycle and get into the actual leadership and CEO side of your business where you need to be. One sign that you're probably not actually in the leadership spot, and this is something that you can keep in the back of your mind as you're going day to day in your business, is that if your day is starting to get filled with questions and interruptions, it means that you didn't set some kind of clear expectations on that job. So what you have to do to get out of this is to put that back on your team. You can't simply just keep answering those questions. First, before that, so in order to get out of that, first of all, you have to recognize that you are in this whole managing and firefighting cycle. And then secondly, you have to start getting your team to go back and take on those things and start asking those questions. Hey, what's unclear here? What could I have done to tell you this better or get you to start working on this project that would make it where you have all the information, all the tools needed to get the project done without me having to come in and help make decisions and answer questions. And so you have to flip that script and recognize that you're in that mode to help you get back into that leadership position. The second thing that you need to keep in mind to keep you in a leadership position is realize as you're starting to manage everything. When you start to manage more and more and more, rather than letting your team, especially if you have a leadership team or managers in your company, this is going to pull you out of a leadership position. But remember, leadership is about being able to cast the vision and give the direction, and managers are managing people and tasks to make sure that they get done on time. And so when you're constantly stuck trying to manage people and manage tasks, there's no time to develop the business. There's no time to be able to think strategically and think 3, 6, 12 months out in advance to figure out what's our next move. How do we get there? And looking at the bigger picture of what we're doing in sales and marketing and fulfillment and how those are actually working together. Are they working together? Because you may be super busy right now in fulfillment, but marketing hasn't gotten the leads in, enough leads in to get it, then get enough sales for you to be busy. So next quarter, you're going to be way behind, and now you're going to be struggling to make payroll. All because you got focused on managing in on the fulfillment, the day-to-day tasks with your team and on those projects. So don't let next quarter be a down quarter because of this quarter of you getting in and managing. So you have to make sure that you focus in on being the leader and not the manager. So as you see yourself making more day-to-day decisions and being so close on projects that you know every little thing going on, huge sign that you are not being a leader in the moment. And the third thing, which is what I like to do all the time to help myself stay out of the management position, is ask better questions. Leaders always ask questions. And my team, quite frankly, they hate this. Some of them hate this, especially our newer team members as we build our team up. They don't understand me asking questions. I ask questions to understand where they're coming from and why they made the decision they made, but oftentimes it comes off as, does Philip not know what I tried to do? Like, hey, like a question I might ask is, hey, what made you decide to write the caption this way for our social media content? Or what made you decide to pick out this video for this? And why did you create the content to sound this way? Who do you think that it's speaking to right now? For instance, if we took a picture of me in the gym and randomly they decided, hey, home remodelers, make sure you're going to the gym and working out. Well, what does that have to do with the home remodeler? Like, yes, of course, there's a lot of you watching right now that probably understand fitness, that you probably are into fitness. But if I try and randomly talk about home remodelers and fitness and I don't tie it together, it doesn't make sense. But rather than just telling my social media manager that, hey, that doesn't make sense that you put a picture of me doing fitness and you talk about home remodeling randomly. So how do we tie that together? And so I would ask questions to get clarity about what made them think that way, and then I can help them understand, okay, why, maybe they were on the right track and they just didn't write it down right. But maybe they were completely off track and they just knew we wanted to talk to home remodelers, but they wanted to show my fitness side, and they're like, oh, we're just going to put the two together. And this happens all the time on projects as well. You've got a guy that's new. He comes in and he wants to try his best and use whatever tools he's got, but he doesn't know what the right tool is for the job. And so have time, and this is usually a thing in the trades. I mean, it's guys, we sit there and rag on each other, give each other a hard time, but is that guy really learning effectively? Probably not. But if you come in and say, hey, why did you use that tool for tearing out the kitchen? And you say, oh, well, that's the only tool I had. Well, there you go. That's the only tool he had, so he didn't have any other tools to be able to do the job better. But if he had a whole tool bag and he said, this is the first one I grabbed, then you could then coach him and ask, well, hey, did you not think that maybe this pry bar here would be better than the flathead screwdriver to tear out the cabinets in the kitchen? And then you could really coach them up and probably tell them, hey, think about the tool you're using and the job you've got before you actually just grab a tool and just start ripping things out. There's an easier way to do it and a faster way. And so that's why you need to ask a lot of great questions as a leader, because leaders try and get down to the root of the problem and come out with what was the mindset and the intention behind that before they make a decision or before they say what needs to happen next. And some other common questions that you'll probably come up with when people are coming to you asking for decisions, and things that you should say back is, okay, that's great, but who should handle this? And it'll make them think, oh, maybe I shouldn't go to Philip. Maybe I shouldn't come to the owner to ask about where's the credit card to go buy some more material. I probably can talk to my team lead. I probably can talk to one of the other guys on the team or on the project that's already doing that. Maybe there's already material on site. And another one you can ask, and this is more so to your management team, is, why do you need me at all? Do you actually need me for this? You can ask those questions. Do you need me to make that decision for you, or is this something you just want a second opinion on? And asking them that makes them realize, oh, I can't actually make this decision on my own, or oh, I don't actually need you. And it starts to train them up to realize and think ahead before they talk to you about these things to make the decision, and it allows them to be empowered to make the decision on their own. And through questions like that, and it might also expose where you're missing structure and leadership within your organization too. So it's always good to ask questions to get an understanding of where people are coming from, so you can create some better structure as well. And if this video resonated with you at all, these are some of the things that we talk about on our podcast and on our YouTube channel to help you become the better leader within your business. So make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can see all the latest content from us.